Namaste, creators. Welcome to a new episode of Ask Master Anything. My name is Maria, and I am here with Master Shri Akarshana. Namaste, Master.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for being here and for allowing this space to answer all of the questions that you guys have. So the question that we have for today, Master, was asked by Rich Madhuri. And she says, Pranam, I'm Madhuri and I'm following Master Shri Akarshana from 2 years. And I have many achievements, including my house, because of his teachings. My current challenge is my husband. How do you deal with your partner who is full of negative energy? He's a good person, but the difficult times is making him negative, insecure, and he's emotionally very weak. I'm finding it hard to keep myself positive. My only savior is you and your meditation practice and your teachings. However, it's extremely hard to live with someone who finds negative in everything, and I don't know what to do. I'm in Australia. Thank you, Master.
I think it's a very common struggle, a very common challenge to have a lot of people, especially when you're going through this personal development journey, this journey of positivity or spiritual awakening, to come to so many realizations that we should be positive all the time, yet at the same time feel like some of our loved ones around us are not I wouldn't say supportive, but maybe don't have the same level of understanding at this time. Everybody has their part of the journey. And I think the first part is to come to acceptance that everybody is on their part of the journey. We've all been there before. We've all been in a situation where we feel stuck and frustrated and confused. And so we need to have compassion in those moments, to not get frustrated by it, to not react. And to understand when we react, we fight it, or we argue about it, it doesn't make things any easier. So I believe acceptance is number one. I believe compassion is number two. If it's people that your loved ones around you, then number three is love. Give love. In fact, the people who are really stressed and really angry or really upset or really going through so much right now, they need love most. So give love. And I think if we continue to come from a different perspective, so number four is also to come from their perspective. Understand that it's not that they don't love you, it's not that they don't care, it's not that they're trying to harm you or upset you, it's just that they don't know otherwise. So perspective is another thing. I think with all of these things in mind, then at least we come to acceptance and allowance, and then we are not fazed by the things. We become the observer, the witnesser. We see things. When we see things, let's say, for example, if we see a very angry person, we say, interesting. So in our mind, we can say, interesting. The moment we think, why is he so angry? He shouldn't be so angry. Then we start fighting. Don't fight, because what you fight always fights back. So don't fight in those moments. And also, don't disrupt. You see, it's very often we try to be the hero. We want to change them. We want them to think positive. And we disrupt their pattern by being too positive. That's why sometimes when we go on this positivity journey, sometimes people say, why are you so positive all the time? Almost like positivity is a problem.
Yeah.
And so you need to understand when we are being a very different vibration, we are disrupting their pattern. And when we disrupt too much, it creates the chaos and the reaction. Now you're probably thinking, so you're telling me to blend in and be negative with them? No, I'm not. But how about we just be at peace and not need to be overly this way or overly that way? It's almost like, let's say, for example, you're running a race, right? We're all running a race together. There's 10 of us. We're running a race, right? Imagine if I know that you came last, and I know that I came first, and then we're running this race, okay? What's your conversation like afterwards? Will you be like, hey, Maria, I came first, you came last? You wouldn't.
Yeah.
And the reason behind it is because it's so different. You are not there to disrupt their pattern. You don't need to. But that doesn't mean you need to be last with them. It just means you don't need to say anything at all. Just allow. Because they are going through, especially people who are frustrated and challenged and confused, they're going through their own battle. So allow them their journey, allow them the time, allow them the space to do that without suffocating them. Now, some people say, oh, so you're saying I should surround myself? No, I'm not saying you should surround yourself. Actually, if it was possible, the first step would be separation. We always say that a lot of the time in life, elevation requires separation. However, if you're talking about your dearest, your loved one, I cannot be here to guide to say separate. You see, your first action should be, how do I make it work? And it comes from acceptance, it comes from giving time, it comes from giving space, giving compassion, giving love, and understanding from their perspective, right? Know a few things that you can do to protect yourself. So protecting your energies can be, for example, when you feel negative energies coming in, the breath out, it forms a shield. So you don't get so affected by the energies or the negative energies. Looking deep into eyes when they are being negative. Eyes is the biggest transmitter of energy. So try not to look deep into eyes. You can look at nose, look at face. They won't even know that you're looking anywhere else. So you look anywhere on the face. Yeah. So these things will already create some sort of defense, protection shield from them. Then the final recommendation is, aside from just allowing, if you want to guide, how about not try to change them yourself, but how about try to create some opportunities where they get to learn from somebody else. Sometimes it's perspective, because when you are loved ones and you have this relationship going on, you trying to tell them, ego kicks in and it starts becoming a fight. But sometimes, how many of you have, who are listening right now, have been through a moment before where you tell somebody something for a number of years, somebody else tells them the same thing, and they're like, oh, did you know? And then you're like, what? I've been telling you that for years, right?
Yes.
And you've been saying it for years. And why? Is because they required a different perspective because of the relationship you have. So sometimes, if it's possible, and this is what I actually did with one of my loved ones, somebody who was being negative and complaining and victim mindset all the time. And no matter what I said, it wouldn't help her, right? But then when I say to other people, it would help them. And this person, it just wouldn't go in. And what happened was, one day I said, hey, there's this event going on and I'm not quite sure about it. Like, they seem like I think they're going to cheat me or try to scam me or something like that. I said, can you come and at least check it out with me, so at least I feel protected? I really want to see what it is, but I want somebody to be there to protect me and make sure that I'm not going to get conned or anything. I remember going to that personal development event. It was a 3-day event. We sat there day one, and it's very funny because this loved one was kind of sitting there really, I wonder what they're doing, are they going to try and cheat us or something? And then slowly you've seen starting to open up and enjoying and laughing and then really agreeing and things like that. And then but after day one, it's really good, isn't it? And I said, yeah, it is, isn't it? Surprising, right? And then we watched day 2 and watched day 3. And at the end of it, there was a huge shift. So I think sometimes try to set it up so that, because at the end of the day, you cannot go to somebody who has some problems and say, hey, by the way, I found a psychiatrist to help you. You're like, what are you saying? What's wrong with me? Right? They get defensive. Yeah. So instead of doing that, maybe find a different way to take them into an environment where they can learn from somebody else, because sometimes that's where they will get that shift and get that different perspective and get that awakening.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Master. And I know that the person who asked this question, I know that there's a lot of people going through this same situation. So maybe what additional words would you say to someone who maybe because of lockdown or this situation that doesn't allow them to change their space physically, what would you recommend them to do?
We always say core foundation of peace and bliss and even manifestation is breath. So practice plenty of breathing, because you will find your space. We have infinite space. In galaxy and universe, we have infinite space to breathe. You see, even if in physical there's no peace, we can find peace in mind. And this can go deeper in different spiritual dimensions.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Master. And I wanted to share something that one of the people who joined our events, when she joined, she was having a lot of problems with her husband, and because she sticked to the teachings that you have told her, and she just was focusing on herself, now the relationship has changed so much that now the husband is even supporting her in your programs. So that's something that I wanted to share, because it's beautiful to see how you can find a community online. So you don't even have to like go out of your home. You can find people who are like-minded as you are online. So I just wanted to put that out, and thank you so much, Master, for your teaching. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you find a lot of value and insights in this video. If you like it, make sure to hit the like button and let us know your thoughts on the comment box below. It's always good to know and where you guys are tuning in from. And if you find this video has helped you, make sure to share it with your loved ones and friends so that they can be helped as well. And if you haven't already, download the app, Creator Circle app, and there you will be able to ask the questions as well so that we can have them on our show. Thank you so much, Master. Namo Adesh.
Namo Adesh.